Hi, I'm Miss Odom, and I'm going to walk you through the steps of creating the Element Ball project. There are several ways that you can begin the project, but I chose to make a template so that I could then copy this pattern onto color pieces of paper. So the next step was to cut out each of the circles, and then I will begin to write all of the 20 facts that I need to for this project on each of the 20 circles. Notice that on some of the pieces the triangle base is at the top, and some pieces the triangle point is going to be at the top. So you need to lay out your pieces very carefully before you start writing the facts on each of the triangles that you will assemble in a moment. For each of the pieces, I went ahead and folded the flap inward. This will help when you begin to assemble, whether you're using glue or whether you're using tape. We will begin by assembling the top and bottom portions using 5 pieces that you have cut out of the color paper. The top piece we will begin by gluing each of the pieces, each of the 5, with the points of the triangles at the top. When you put glue on each of the pieces, you will only need to put glue on this section that will be part of the tab that is tucked in the inside, so that when I connect the next piece, I will fit it just like this next to it and press down. Notice here I have almost finished the top assembly. I just need to add one more piece. Now that all 5 pieces are attached, this should be the shape that you have achieved. Okay. Here's what it looks like on the underside. The assembly is not perfect. You can see that there are gaps here and here, and those are things that you can go back and fix once you have gotten your glue to dry just a little bit. Sometimes it takes a few pieces of tape to try to get those holes matched up and fixed. Now that the top portion is assembled, I'm ready to begin assembling the bottom portion. Again, it takes 5 of your circles with their sides folded. You will need to put glue on the tabs and then assemble them with their triangles pointed inward. This will create the bottom peak of your element ball. Now we have a top portion of our element ball, and we also have a bottom portion constructed. Notice how the shapes match. This is a pentagon shape that you end up with. Now I can begin combining the rest of the pieces to form the body of the project. The remaining pieces will be assembled in the following way. Some of the triangles have the peak pointed to the top, while other triangles the peak is pointed down. You will continue this alternating pattern until you have glued together all of the remaining pieces. Once I have a top piece, a bottom piece, and I've used the remaining pieces in an alternating pattern and assembled them all, I'm ready for the final assembly. I have taken the ends of the long strip of alternating pieces and connected them with glue so that now I have a box that stands up on its own. And you can see that all I need to do now is take the top portion and attach it at the tabs to this midsection. And then I will flip it over and attach the bottom portion to the midsection. Let's do that now. Here I have attached 2 pieces from the top portion to the body. And I will just continue with glue, fixing this all the way around to complete the top portion, attaching it to the midsection. As you complete the final few tabs, attaching the top portion or the bottom portion, what you need to do is turn it inside out, and that'll give you a little bit more leverage as you press and seal those together glued. Now the top portion is assembled. We have it attached to our midsection, and now we need to flip it over and attach the bottom portion to finish out the project. Again, you will need to match up the sides and attach them at the tabs using glue. When you get to the final tabs, it can be very tricky. So make sure that your seams line up at the bases of the triangles. I'm almost finished assembling this element ball. I am still attaching the bottom portion by gluing the tabs together. You will need to continue all the way around, and when you get to the last one, it is tricky. When you get to the last section to assemble it, you may need to do 2 pieces at once and hold it down and try to press it at the creases. We'll do that now. Here is the finished element ball. You can see the shape of it. There's our top portion that we assembled out of the 5 pieces. Here's the bottom portion we assembled out of the other 5. And then here's the midsection that we assembled using the alternating pattern. Okay, so I have finished the project. There are a few additional tips that I would give you as you embark on this project. One would be, as you write on the individual triangle sections, don't write in pencil. It's very difficult to see, and also if you make a mistake with the glue, it can smear it. So be careful when you use pencil and sometimes even ink. If you're going to use hot glue as your glue assembly, be very, very careful, and you may even get someone else to help hold while you use the glue. It's a little bit tricky, but it does seem to glue it a little bit faster as opposed to the squeeze liquid glue. If you're going to construct this with color paper, my suggestion is to use something other than just copy paper. This one is really flimsy and it was kind of hard to work with. It doesn't hold the shape very well. So I would suggest you use construction paper or even cardstock if you have it. The other thing I would say is write on it, definitely write on it before you assemble it. If you don't, you could be left with a ball of messed up shape because you had to write on it afterward. And also when you write on these individual shapes, only write brief statements. Don't write a bunch of sentences. Don't write a paragraph. Remember that the idea is to convey as much information in the small space and do it quickly. I hope this helps you assemble your element ball. Thank you.